All right, guys, welcome back. We're in game number 2. Now, if you missed that first game, I don't blame you because it was a freaking slideshow. But we are in game number 2, and of course, it was Hart who did take that first game. The quick recap of it is, for anyone who decided to take off, it was honestly a slow game. It was a 3cc out of Hart, I think, and then he just did these amazing Hellion drops that just did way too much damage. So, fortunately, NoRegret was forced into an all-in that was unwinnable.
Yeah, exactly. That basically summed it up. But it is important to note that he played it pretty passive. But shall we do the intros?
Yep, that's an important part of casting, right?
Right.
Spawning here in the bottom right corner of the map. It's going to be none other than the red Zerg player, Amnesia, but better known as NoRegrets.
Woo!
The delay of the crowd!
In the top left as the blue Terran, it's Axiom's Heart. Whee! I feel like we're the cues now.
I love, by the way, okay, so they're queuing into us clapping. This is the best part. So, like, again, shout out to the audience, and I figured this is going to be enough of a delay. We'll introduce one player, and by the time we introduce the other, they'll be clapping for the first player, so it should sync up. Like, there you guys can hear that in the background now.
Well, it works for the second player, but the first one is just going to be dead silent.
Yeah, he's just kind of SOL.
Oh, okay. Well, he doesn't get any claps. I mean, honestly, you guys should be, like, cheering for... no, wait. No, I shouldn't say that. I'm just going to say that Hart is one of 3 Terrans.
There's a couple other, like, not as notable players playing, but I mean there are more Terrans than just 3 in the bracket. But we had the gold base. We talked about this a little bit, and this was actually NoRegret's key. I feel like his key move when it came to the WCS qualifiers. We saw him taking gold bases on Expedition Lost, Van Eye Research Station, and he was taking out players I never in my life thought he would beat.
Yeah, we did talk about it and how it's more difficult on Terraform, though, so we got to bring that up. It's not Overgrowth. It's definitely not Van Eye. Basically, Van Eye was like, you always took the gold base at least versus Protoss. It was like the build to do. On Terraform, it's questionable versus all races, just because that back side of the mineral line is so easy to just park Hellions back there.
Yep.
If you're trying to play a macro game with that gold base, I don't actually think I don't even know it's possible. If you're going to play like a Roach game off the back and be very aggressive beyond that, then that makes a little more sense. And in fact, Hart does scout with SCV this time. He did not last time. I think he really knows that NoRegret's a little bit cheesy. Crank, of course, probably whispering in his ear. Not right now, I mean, like, but before they were practicing on the computers and whatnot.
That's a cool dynamic we should talk about. So, guys, Crank is basically full-time coach mode when he's not going to be casting. Now, we actually have a caster rotation set up, and it'll be me and Crank casting in the next series after this. I don't know what we're casting yet, but when he's not casting, he's actually coaching Hart and helping him. He really wants Hart to win this tournament.
Yeah. Exactly. So I'm guessing Crank or someone was like, hey, NoRegret could be a little cheesy, especially if you win the first game, beware.
That was such a sick move out of Hart, by the way. For those who don't know, it's so classic to see the build cancels to keep those drones alive. He hugs the refiner or the extractor, or for me, Vespene Geyser. Make sure he can't actually build cancel.
Okay, 2 almost right there, but ends up saving all the drones and the Reapers, so good for both parties. But what is NoRegret going to do off the back of this? Like I said, like macro games off the back of this, I don't know. That's questionable. And as a Terran player in this situation, I would not be expecting it. I would be like, okay, probably going to need a bunker, definitely CC on the high ground.
Hart's got to be getting towards those Hellions. He knows he can get on the other side of that mineral line and just duck in and out and kill and slaughter for days. So lifts up that barracks so early. He's going to put the factory on. And now it's going to be really on NoRegret to get, I don't know, a spine crawler down, a second queen. I mean,
here we go.
One queen's not going to stop this. One queen will help deter it a little bit. But,
so Baneless.
There you go.
This is really, I think, the only option you can do off a gold base, such as this. And now the Reaper is going to try and get back into that main base. And it's got to have some idea that something's on the way. Either Roach Warren, maybe Burrow. It sees the hatchery wiggling and jiggling. It is going to barely be able to get in there, I think. Like, speed is seconds away from finishing, but it's not going to stop the Reaper from catching the Baneling. Oh, no. He's trying to trick him. He's trying to trick him.
Oh, man. Hart's actually missing not only just the Lings moving across the map, but yeah, he never got in for the Baneling nest.
Yeah, but he saw the lack of a natural. So if they're going to do a macro game, it'd be 3 bases by now.
Yeah,
Hart.
There's actually Banshee coming out next, too.
It's odd, but 2-base Baneling all-lanes can actually be dealt with no bunkers, and technically only Hellions, but your Hellion control has to be absolutely perfect. And oh my god, the spike goes already down.
Yeah, and he morphs on the
god.
A little bit extra health, gets the cocoon going, so he can't kill those. He's going to keep that depot down. Lings on top of the Hellions. He's going to try and kite behind the mineral lines. SCV is getting pulled into this. He wants to keep his Hellions alive.
He needs the Banelings to be getting in on this too. The SCVs are stacking up right now. If he just loses the Lings and leaves the Banelings by themselves, the Hellions easy peasy target those down.
Pulling everything now, a little bit scary. Here comes the Banelings. They catch the Hellions!
They get 2 more Hellions on the way and a Banshee, though. Now, because of the gold base, he should have a much better economy to go ahead and pump those Lings. That's always going to be a little more dangerous than a regular 2-base all-in. Hart would have had such a great time defending against this if that supply depot hadn't been down. He could have done it.
Walls up, he's going to repair this. He doesn't have a lot of workers. Hart lost a lot of workers, but he has the extra command center. Mules will certainly help carry through this. Absolutely. And this Banshee, I think, is going to be the really big deal. Because, yeah, he keeps this at home, slams off every Baneling, or he takes it across the map and kills the Queen. Either way, these Hellions, I say it from game 1 to game 2, Hart's had amazing Hellion control. He's killed so many Lings with such a small amount of Hellions.
This is, I mean, I really don't think Hart was like, oh, he's going to macro, like he's not going to all in me. Like, oh, exactly. He just got caught with the supply depot down. Maybe it was a bait for the Lings. He didn't expect the Banelings more fun, something like that. But especially Korean Terrans, who are known for having that really good control, they know he can deal with 2-base all-ins with Banelings with just Hellions. It's bold as hell, and probably you guys out there, I don't want to deal without a bunker, but Hart definitely can.
Oh, dude, I have got to put down like 5 bunkers.
You're just like,
I'm
you don't have the minerals for that.
You're just like, I don't know what's going on. I got like 1 Marine.
Like, I'm not going to get anything to fill those bunkers, so I'm going to 5 bunkers.
1 Marine, he'll dance between each of them. There you go. You're good to go. Nailed it.
Amazing.
Now, with the layers coming out of the gold base of all things, this is really intriguing because we talk about he's not really looking for a macro game, and I really don't think he is, but it's a layer at the gold is just so risky. He's putting all of his eggs in that basket.
Yeah, he is. Now, if he can get up to a Spire and get those mutas, it's going to continue on with that pressure so that the gold base is technically safe just because of how much pressure he's applying. Please, I don't lose that command center. And that's definitely something that can happen, but it's a lot of... It's a very delicate game right now for NoRegret, whose Baneling Bust... I mean, at this point, maybe technically work because he's still denying that natural base. That's pretty important.
And the worker count has grown significantly, too. It was a small lead, now it's double.
Yeah. Hart, I think, was sacrificing SCV production to get more Hellions and more Banshees, trying to apply that pressure. He's running out of time to actually use it, though.
But despite the worker discrepancy...
Mules are good.
Mules are good. We have Hart with a better economy,
whenever that orbital could actually land and the mules could be called down, I imagine he has quite a couple saved up for him, so that's going to explain that.
Yeah. Banshees do not have cloak, by the way, and it's not on the way, so this is just looking to do some raw damage. Back in the natural base of Hart, though, we do have an attack.
Yeah.
Answer once again needs to be lift.
The actual Baneling bust, and he goes back and drones as nothing else, I think he's absolutely failed, and Hart's already like surpassed him in workers and economy. But because he's at least constantly denying this command center, I think this is the 3rd time, and the creep, this is super nice. This has done, I think, the most damage to Hart.
This creep is actually the biggest deal, because Hart has very little anti-air. It was all Hellions. 1 lone Marine, but by the time he kills it, it's going to be almost fully spread. That's going to be 35+ seconds before he can actually land the command center. I mean, we do have a counterattack though. Banshees decided to go to the main. They kill a Queen, but without Cloak and Spore Crawlers down, there's nowhere you can really go with this.
Yeah, he does have to use that Banshee to buy time. He knows his mutas. He knows there's probably not a lot of mutas because while the gold base is giving you a lot of minerals, it doesn't give you any more gas than a normal base would take.
If he wasn't supply block, that would have been 10 mutas, by the way.
Oh, well, there you go. So he's a little supply block. But that Banshee has got to go and just buy some more time. He's getting Vikings. We've seen that from a lot of players nowadays. You get about 4 Vikings, and you're actually pretty darn safe against most muta openers.
I hate that you like 4, because I'm personally a fan of 5.
Whatever, bro. Like, basically that round number.
I'm on the Salvation hype train. What can I say?
I thought you were going to say I'm on a Salvation Army, and I'm like, what does that have to do with it?
I donate things all the time. Units specifically to the donation.
So there's the Banshee buying just a couple of seconds. Hopefully he realizes that's not all of the mutas that'll be out, though, because like 3 mutas, no big deal. 10 mutas, big difference. And he still doesn't have a wall up. So one of the other scary things that could be happening that isn't, but you got to be afraid of it as the Terran player, is like 15 Banelings and the mutas about to attack into you.
Oh, what? Rifkin, no, Rifkin.
Rifkin, please.
No, I'm good.
That actually didn't show anything.
Oh, it didn't.
You're good. You're good.
My computer totally.
Oh no! What are you doing? Wait, what's happening? Was that on purpose? Well, it is on purpose. He's actually taking the Marine fight. But I would love that move if there were Lings. I would absolutely love that if there were Lings about to attack in here.
If there's Lings underneath, he goes for the Viking dive. I mean, the Viking's not that big of a threat.
I don't know. Seriously, this would have been so good if Lings were on the way, but the production isn't that bad for Hart, even though the command center has been denied for so long. He lost quite a few mutas doing that.
That was definitely not worth it, because, I mean, you're trading out mutas, which are gas, for minerals. Marines, hell bad. So, I mean, he did get the 1 Viking, and that's like, congratulations. But 1 Viking is garbage anyways. As you said, you need like 4 or more. Get that round number going.
Sam's about to finish 2, and it looks like NoRegret still hasn't got a 3rd base, and he still doesn't have any upgrades. So it looks like he is going to do that all in. So if you can bait the Marines out from the supply depot wall, if there ever is a supply depot wall, then you can actually take this game.
No way. Okay, there we go.
It was pretty close. It was a little scary.
Be still my beating heart.
Yeah, he should actually just probably replace it. No, he hasn't gotten combat shields yet. Never mind.
Well, now my thing is, I'm going to have to watch your screen because my production tab is locked out by Desra logging into World of Warcraft. What? Stupid real ID? Call out Desra at the venue real quick, too. Please.
Amazing. Oh, okay. Here comes this island I'm talking about. And now, unfortunately, Hart, one thing he's needed to have done, besides take out some of the Marines, also just simply denied any aggression from Hart. That's been the goal of this game, getting that gold base, and so far it's worked. So Hart does not realize that a third base or fourth base or upgrades aren't in the way. He needs to get his perfect positioning.
But there's no wall for this bit. Like, I'm so worried about this. Like, this is like it's turn 1-1. 6 minutes of the game, get your wall to natural, right? Like this is.
He is aware that an attack could happen. When mutas dive in on those Marines, I guarantee you, Hart, I don't call him Crank. Hart had like a panic attack that lings are on the way, so he knows that this is possible.
Look at that spread. Oh, he takes out so many of the banelings.
And he's starting focused
by the last 3.
Oh no!
Coming on in, there's more banelings. Oh, that hit may have been just a little too good. Go to that SCV line. Hart's starting to fall apart, and NoRegret might just be making this work.
I think he's us.
Good
GG.
game. It's gonna be NoRegret tying up this series 1-1. Wow. Okay. First off, I could not expect that was gonna happen. Like that looked like a failed all-in through and through, and persistence out of NoRegret won in that game. I think more than anything else.
He blinded up.
Yeah, determination.
Yeah. I couldn't tell if that was a Baneling or the Widow Mine that killed all of those Marines. I kind of want to go back and watch the replay just to see that.
I love that. We got a crowd chanting, NoRegret, NoRegret. That was awesome. All right, so tied up now 1-1. Hart is definitely got to be sitting there thinking, like, man, I had such a handle on that game. Like, what did I really do wrong? And I think it's not so much that he did something wrong. NoRegret made the right moves when it came to denying that natural. The Overlord creep, I think, was like the piece de resistance. You know, like that was so good.
Yeah, again, that was absolutely critical. Nice follow-up. I mean, obviously, NoRegret has practiced that gold-base build because it really is about that pressure. I don't think there's anyone who's really developed a macro way to take that base. But to constantly apply pressure through the Baneling bust, then the Spire, unless they absolutely... And he could have, right? Because he kind of messed up on the defense in the Baneling bust. Unless they absolutely don't take any damage from the Baneling bust, that muta follow-up can be very powerful.
Yeah. I am curious to see if he can win it. I mean... Again, Hart says it's like his best series or his best matchup. It's something where we expect him to be the one who makes it to like the top of the bracket. So I'm trying to walk and talk at the same time, guys, because my StarCraft died here during that game. I got spammed with watching my Real ID friends list come up, so I'm just trying to restart this really quick.
I'm not sure what next map we're going into. Honestly, if I was Hart and if I was betting Partoofs, I would be like, oh, Hart's probably going to 2-0.
But the bot's down, so you can't bet Partoofs,
and
I have to go fix that still.
And I've told myself I can't do it anyways as a caster, because then I get way too biased.
Yeah, and you cheat sometimes too. If
Maybe a little,
that delay
a little bit, tiny bit.
Tiny itsy bitsy little bit. All right, so we don't know what the vetoes are, so we don't know what the third map's going to be.
Right.
But again, just remind you, we have a slightly different than normal map pool. I think it's safe to say. We brought back Catalina. There's literally smoke coming from somewhere right now. What was that? Did you see that?
I think you're going crazy. Remember I smelled smoke? And, oh, it's Moonlight Madness! So this is not the dance we were expecting? I totally actually forgot this in the map pool, I'm not going to lie.
No, there's like legit smoke coming from... Is it dust on the desk, like getting heated by the lamps or something?
You're crazy.
Maybe I am crazy. All right, so what is it, Moonlight Madness?
Yes.
Okay, so for the audience here in Toronto, I'm hoping most of you know our channel. I'm hoping most of you have seen this intro before, because this is going to be terribly embarrassing. We're not going to the cameraman. Don't worry, production guys.
Don't worry.
This is just an incredible... You guys obviously in production room haven't seen this intro either. This is a terribly embarrassing, awesome intro. So, get ready for it, everybody.
Unfortunately, there is no dance for this one. What would you even do? Did like anyone bother learning the Sailor Moon dance?
You just like do like the tiara transformation or something weird. But like, I'll punish you.
You know what I want to see do that, Zam?
I want to see Zam. You know what? I want to before we get into this map.
Oh shoot, we're going in here.
All right, go to video.
See you, Zach.